everybody, and welcome back to another review and to another birthday request here on the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Precision Series Doc Hudson, a birthday request from Rusty's95. Thank you so much for the birthday request as always, and I hope you've had a great birthday. Rusty's95 is a great friend of mine that I've known for many, many years now, and I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe that he is one of the best cars YouTubers out there making content right now. So make sure to check out his channel if you haven't before. To Rusty's95, I hope you have an incredible birthday, or I hope you've had an incredible birthday, since this is releasing a little later on in the day, of course. This is actually the second birthday request I've put out today. Today is one of those very, very rare days where I have two birthday requests at once, and both of them have been for pretty good friends of mine, Cars Like Ninjago and Rusty's95. As I said in my review earlier today on Metallic Body Shop Union Jack Ramon, the birthday request from Cars Like Ninjago, I always love doing birthday requests and suggestion reviews, and I'm really excited for 25 Days of Suggestions 2024. Big news regarding that, releasing very soon on the channel. Stay tuned. I always love doing birthday requests and 25 Days of Suggestions because I get to take a look at cars that I don't really focus on my channel all that often. And while you get to see Precision Series cars in a very large amount of my videos, in every episode of Cars Adventures, I use Precision Series cars for most of the Radiator Springs cars, and in fan film projects I do, even one-off videos like Cars Randomness or the McQueen and the New Car remake, I'm always using Precision Series cars. But one I rarely get to use is Doc, because of course, if your Cars project takes place after the events of Cars, or, I guess a little while after the events of Cars, or at any point in the present of the Cars series, Doc is no longer around. So it's not often I get to take a look at him. So I'm very excited to take a good close look at Precision Series Doc. So let's get started here. Now, Precision Series Doc was, of course, part of the first wave of the Precision Series alongside McQueen and Ramon, and they certainly came out swinging. Well, I think the only Wave 1 Precision Series car that I'd say is one of my all-time favorites is Ramon. Doc and McQueen are both certainly pretty great models. While I definitely prefer a lot of the other Precision Series cars over them, some of my personal favorites include Mater, Sally, Sheriff. I'm quite fond of Fillmore, even though he's not all that different. But Doc is certainly a really nice improvement over the original because of just how many changes that they made. The original Doc is one of those cars diecast that you could definitely say is a bit dated now, much like the original Sally. And while his mold and sculpt are pretty good, there are a lot of things about Doc that have bothered fans for years, which his Precision Series mold came in and corrected. The most well-known of these, of course, being his grille. On the original Doc diecast, and pretty much every other variant of him out there, the grille is just this one solid silver piece that is actually connected to the base. It's not like segmented. I've seen so many people over the years just go in with some black Sharpie there and fill it in to make it look a bit better. But if you have the Precision Series model, there is no need to do that because the Precision Series finally fixed that and made Doc's grille look a bit more like a grille. Now, this is something that never really bothered me with the original Doc, but man, this looks really nice and really clean, and honestly a whole lot more like the character. Like many Precision Series cars, Doc has an additional feature, that being an opening hood. His is pretty easy to open due to Doc's front being somewhat arced and curved. You could pretty easily get your finger in this part of the hood and take a look inside. There we go, inside of Doc's hood. And something that I really, really love about this is that you can see some decals with the twin H-Power logo. Very, very similar to the twin horsepower logo that we see on Doc in his fabulous Hudson Hornet paint job. Just some incredible attention to detail there. And the hood stays up very, very nicely. It's not loose like, say, the recent re-release of Miles Axelrod with hood. It is tight enough where you could really just stop it wherever you want, and it will stay there. Some very nice sculpting here on the hood with all these pieces. These pieces are on the original Doc mold, but Precision Series model, it makes them a little bit bigger and more defined with all these silver pieces on the hood. Easily, the part about this diecast that is the most contentious for me are the eyes. I really don't know how I feel about these. I'm really not the biggest fan of the thick silver outlines given to Doc's windshield, but I also think it gives this diecast a nice, distinct look. I totally see what they were going for. Doc does have an outline around his eyes, but with Cars diecasts, having an outline around the eyes is very, very hit or miss. Some characters have them, some don't. Some aren't supposed to have them, some are. And adding them to Doc here, I don't know. Something honestly looks off, and I think it's simply that they made them way too thick. Maybe there wasn't another way they could have sculpted it. I know it's hard when it is around the individual eyes like this, but I just wish it was a thinner part. If you look at some other cars from Doc's time that we've gotten since this item released back in 2015, geez, they're almost 10 years old, Doc. Wow, okay. You could see that a lot of the Flashback Legend cars have much better, very thin silver outlining there, like Jet Robinson. I think if we did slightly thinner silver outlines around Doc's eyes, he would look significantly better. I think it simply is too thick, and I feel like it also doesn't give his eyes that much space, and it just kind of makes his expression seem a bit awkward, in my opinion. But you know, I really don't know where I land on this, because despite all those criticisms and suggestions to make it better, I still do quite like how it looks, because it gives this Doc a very distinct look, unlike any Doc released in the Cars diecast line. You know, if I'm looking at all of my Docs from a top-down perspective, I'm immediately going to identify, oh, the one with the silver around the eyes is the Precision Series one, and it definitely helped add to that more detailed look. I just wish the silver were a bit thinner. On the sides, there's really not all that much to talk about other than the wheels. Genuinely, some of the most beautifully detailed wheels I have ever seen on a Cars diecast. These look amazing. Absolutely love how these turn out. I cannot even express it in words. Honestly, I just adore how these wheels look with the silver and the blue and the really nice writing on there. Really, really well done. This is a place where they went above and beyond in upgrading it. For the wheels, you don't even see Doc's back wheels. You barely see Doc's back wheels. Okay? And they still printed on them and added the blue and the silver. And of course, they are rubber. All Precision Series cars have rubber tires. They're nice and shredded there. Really, really well detailed. And Precision Series Doc, not one of my favorite Precision Series items, but it's details like this, man, that just show you how amazing a Cars diecast can look. The rest of the side is pretty much the same. We do have some nice silver outlining here around the windows, which just adds some nice additional detail. Really, really like how the outlining looks here compared to how it looked around the eyes. It is still quite thick on the back, but I really don't mind. You know, it's not really taking away from anything. Like how I feel it is with the eyes there. On the back, we have two details that are really, really nice. We have the Hudson logo and the Hornet logo. Two things that are just not painted on my Doc. They're part of his mold. They're sculpted in, but they're not on there. Did they ever add that to him? Did Docs today still not have that painted in? I know that the Hudson Hornet variants of him do. I'm looking over at some of my other Docs. Looks like the Christmas Doc does. If I just go and slide on over here and grab some of my other Docs, looks like his Christmas variant does paint those in, and some of the other ones, like the Hudson Hornet, instead just kind of painted on. Yeah, see? Here it is painted over the sort of bump here. It's actually kind of misaligned and painted next to it. Sorry, when I was pulling this Doc out, I thought that this was the bump. I didn't realize that they did paint the little Hornet part over that bump as well. That's why I said that some of them have it painted on. They all have it painted on. Most variants of Doc do. The Fabulous Hudson Hornet just so happens to have another logo on the back there as well. But here, they went above and beyond, because not only is the back part sculpted significantly better, it is fully painted here. It's not just a decal. It's all painted in silver. You can make out the Hudson and Hornet logos clear as day. It looks really, really nice. And of course, we have that nice 51 HHMD license plate that the regular Doc is missing as well. So yeah, the original Doc, much like the original Sally, is in a really awkward position where it's just missing a lot of detail. So the Precision Series Doc really does make up for it by adding a bunch of details that the regular Doc should have had in the first place. Now, the reason why I like Precision Series Sally so much is that they fully fixed her mold and updated it and everything, and it makes it one of my favorite Precision Series cars. With Doc, again, they simply added in decals where there weren't any before, added the outline, added the spacing there in the grille, added some new paint applications and all that, and it makes him look really, really nice. And it's another case of seeing a Precision Series car and just wishing that they could have put those details on the original. With Doc, at the very least, the details that aren't on him are on most of his other variants, different versions of the Hudson Hornet, different versions of Doc that have come out since then. But seriously, I mean, come on. This is definitely a pretty definitive Doc. And the cherry on top, a nice painted base. I really, really love how the base isn't just painted all black. It's a kind of dark gray, almost brownish color, which is just a really nice touch, and it makes it very different. Also, I love the fact that it's not silver. You know, the grille is a completely separate piece from the base. Genuinely a very impressive item, and while, again, it's not my all-time favorite Precision Series item, it does make a lot of great improvements to the original Doc. While it's not strikingly different from a distance, it doesn't have a shocking new, more accurate mold, I don't think that really takes points against it. It just goes to show you that, yeah, they got the shaping right on the original Doc, but there are definitely some more decals that could have been added, and this certainly delivers. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.